I've been watching it. It was just not your stream. Or for realism. Yeah, the fat feeds the brain. How can I? Are you streaming through Steam or you like? Oh, YouTube stream. That's so fucking not true. The fucking frustrated, the tiny dick nerd. That's a fucking lie. You can have a fat cock and a nice brain. Ah, stupid game.
It's a game apparently pointed towards neckbeard.
We just find it offensive toward, you know, big-dicked, intelligent people.
Well, you're a minority, so.
But I'm a motherfucker.
Technically, yes.
Well, I used to be. I'm not practicing that religion anymore. The motherfuckerism. Hey, it's Friday. I should be gargling whiskey right now. Be right back.
Okay. I don't know. It's Friday. You ask questions like I have answers. I'm barely just fucking northbound of brain melt. These commands for ESX top. Because I'm sure they're gonna fucking grill me about them. I'm sure that I'm gonna have to deal with iSCSI boot configurations and SAN boot and zoning. Well, no, I'm not worried about it. I'm gonna have to remember all these guys. Well, like I said, I'm gonna be sitting with. I have to do a telepresence with 5 of the CCIEs from the dub team.
Correct.
Yeah. I don't think this is a matter of a right or wrong. I think this is going to be more along the lines of how much do you retain from this and how do you learn.
This is the sound of victory.
Yeah.
Whoa.
This guy
While
done it.
laughing, I had a backdraft of the whiskey. I was like, oh shit.
We'll see what had happened there was your brain said, "Oh yeah, challenge accept."
Nah, it's fine. It's got to disinfect it. It has to be over 40%. Ah, yeah. Wow, that was a big gulp of whiskey. I'm already feeling the effect. I don't know how to drink. Yeah, I was since 2011. I didn't drink until last October or something like that, and then I didn't drink for like 6 months. So I just went to a friend's house and he was really into drinking. I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's do it. Yep. And now I'm starting to sound like Phil Anselmo, so I'm gonna keep gargling some. I'm not working until Monday, so I'll be fine. And making tiny weeny heroes. Tiny weenies. Well, no, why? I don't know. There's a word in English that's less like super juvenile slang for dick. Yeah.
Well, the fat guy with the tiny wee pig in a blanket.
What?
Fucking virtual disk dependencies. So what happens if you orphan one of the disks?
Well, I'm still spawning and getting one-shotted by everything, so Alt F4 it is.
What the hell are you playing?
Planet Side 2.
Oh.
Well, I was, not anymore.
Lead hacksaws.
Well, even when they're not hacking, you're still gonna die immediately, so that's like... Even a noob, he's just gonna go with his tank and shoot at you and you're gonna be dead. Like there's a million ways to die. Northgard, what the fuck is that game?
Dinner.
Food for thoughts and Or the beginning of a song from Linkin Park. I swear to God, there is. I'm gonna find that song and I'll link it. Yeah, it's one song. Found it. That's the song it reminded me of with his sound.
Oh, that terrified look. Ah, Thomas. He came into my office. He came walking into my office and said, "Have you seen Endgame yet?" And I said, "Nope. And if you spoil anything for me, I'll beat you to death right here."
Yeah, there I found where the sound when your food was ready, where it came from. It was a Linkin Park music video.
No, that was my obnoxious fucking timer on my phone.
Well, they sampled it from Linkin Park.
No,
But Mark, did you listen to the first 5 seconds?
well, the first 7 seconds is as far as into a Linkin Park song as I can actually listen.
Okay, this whiskey was not meant to enter my body at this time of the day after eating all that
Well, carbs. Never-ending cycle.
But yeah, the Derek sound from his alarm just reminded me of that song. Like immediately, I thought of that. Oh, I'm whiskey burping.
Not good. That never ends well.
But there's still more in my glass. Yeah, eventually.
I'm still recovering from Wednesday. About a gallon
A
between.
gallon.
Yeah, a gallon of rum between the three of us.
Oh,
Yeah, even that's a bit much for me. I mean, I can kill a pint. I can kill almost a 750, but at that point, I'm either throwing up or wanting to, or both. Figure 48 hours is enough time for my liver to be like, okay, dude, you need to knock this shit off.
see, last time I drank it was about 20 ounce of Jack Daniels with an added maybe 5 ounce total of the Jack Daniel with the cinnamon in it. Well, the good thing is if you're a computer gamer and sitting a lot, drinking is actually good because it's going to thin your blood and prevent from having blood clot forming in your legs. So you don't have to get up
Don't
every 1 hour.
don't assist with my mental gymnastics, sir.
Too late now. Even the Frenadian is drinking.
Derek, why are you drinking at 5 o'clock? Well, because my Canadian doctor said that it was good for me.
Even Zach Wild saved his life with that.
I can't find. There's actually no linked song to this, but it sounds like so. It sounds like the piccolo part of Pete's Wolf.
What are you talking about?
My alarm from my phone. It sounds like the bird from that Russian folktale Pete's Wolf.
Fuck, sometimes I scare myself with what I remember about the music. Because last time I heard that little song from that tale, I was like 11 years old or
Mm-hmm.
something like that.
Sounds about right. I can't remember the. I want to say the last time I heard it, I was in early junior high, maybe. We
And
went and saw the an orchestra.
me, it was the play with the orchestra. At Place des Arts.
Some kind of requirement for fucking elementary and teenage kids. You have to go force them to watch this fucking. See, it's the only reason it still exists is to force children to watch it.
Yeah, you have to watch either that or Stepmother with Julia Roberts and for Suzanne Sarandon.
Okay. I need AFK again to feed the kids, and I need some fucking ibuprofen.
Okay. So, Mark, did you end up listening to the first 5 seconds? Oh, that's right. DC Universe is the place great with a controller. Is it still installed? Yup. Go to fuck to sleep. Okay. That's more than that. 100 kilogram is 220. So you said 113? 247. I've only really seen old pictures, so whatever dumb shit I say about your physique is, old news.
All right, everybody's fed.
Oh, that was fast? Did you fill them with like a funnel or something?
Oh, they're still eating. They've all been
Oh, okay.
served. I might feed the dog to the cat. I am. I'll feed that dog to the cats. Do you know if vMotion actually works by way of snapshot? Does it snapshot everything before it moves it over, or does it go from the last known? Can you set up a VMSD in order to, before you motion? I mean, can you actually do an interrupt on it and stun the processes before you do that? Or is that just not like a good practice? Okay. Yeah, I've got. In fact, I was building an Active Directory. Um, well, I was building a small cluster, like 4 workstations and an AD server, just because I was working with learning Active, getting back into using Active Directory. So I've been applying for a lot of sysadmin jobs. So I've got one spun up. I haven't logged into it in a while, and I don't play around with ESXi as much as I do. I probably should install a copy of vCenter and then just spin up a forest. Yeah, I just do it in Oracle. So I use oh fucking what is that? VirtualBox. So I spin up ESXi in VirtualBox, and I'm spinning up virtual host inside of a virtual machine inside of a virtual machine. It's not stable, but it gets the base. Oh, workstation crashes all the time, or you load up one workstation and switch to the other, and then suddenly they're identical. Yeah, that shit. I don't know. I mean, I just know the very very basic information as far as VMware and stuff goes. I've literally been working the last 3 years doing hardware shit, diagnostics and that, not playing around with OS at all, which has really stunted my fucking growth.
You've been playing around with sophomores?
College level, okay. High school, Unless they're real fucking dumb. You know, held back 2 or 3 years. Why not just use V-Touch? It's not hard to do. Oh, that's right. NPV doesn't work on fucking ESXi. That's fiber channel for NXOS. Yeah, you just NPV and NPIV, the two of them, and then they do their their floggy, and then you're done. Well, yeah. Oh, still. No, I would imagine not. I mean, I'm still trying to learn the generating WWNs and getting the LUNs to access from the HBA, even if it's just virtual HBA. But, yeah, but it's gonna be a. I'm still. I understand how the pools and everything work within UCS, so that's not a big deal because that shit's all like seriously, it's fucking like when you start doing it like in an MDS or something like that. That's when I start. Okay, there's a lot of command sets I have to use. I have to make sure that your features are turned on for F port trunk. You have to make sure NPIV is enabled upstream. You've got to make sure that your of course your WPN has to match across, and the LAN has to be zoned out to make sure that it's allowing for that VLAN traffic. But once you start going past that in physical hardware, you start virtualizing the stuff. I mean, I know that VMware is still using the vSwitch, but the well, I would think that the vSwitch would be easier because you can just set up NPIV on the vSwitch. It's more stuff I'm gonna have to learn, and the worst part is that what we're discussing right now is way beyond the scope of what I should be doing. I mean, as soon as I can confirm that L2 and L3 are functional, it's outside of my hands, and then go ahead and contact VM. But I should still probably know the ins and outs of this shit. That way, if somebody asks me a question about it, oh yeah, here's how you go through and which I get the inkling is going to come up a lot. I mean, that seems to be what happens with DubDub all the time is, hey, we can't get this port to come up. On what? An ESXi. On what? On the vSwitch. Okay. Yeah, we see that a lot. I mean, I've run into that quite a few times. Yeah. Fucking ethnic drivers are wrong. Yeah. Did you update your ethnic driver? No. Well, fucking do that. Which one? Still so much to learn. There's this bad. Have you seen the fucking the new versions for Windows Server? It's literally the event fucking viewer. It is garbage. Yeah, but they want to treat the host as a completely separate fucking thing, than the guest. But they want to delineate, between ESXi and the actual guest OS. That way, you don't have to worry about security flaws or feedback coming through. Oh no! Now suddenly we're getting fucking dim errors that are coming off this because oh look, we're running fucking rel. It's just easier for them if they keep ESXi isolated from the guests logging, then everything's stored in a cached memory, and you have your storage information, which should log everything from your event viewer or whichever error log you have running on those. And then that's that way ESXi can say, oh no, it's an issue with your OS, or oh no, it's a hardware issue, and never actually take responsibility for fucking anything. They're good at that. Rarely. Yeah. Well, it's the same thing as like high IOPS when after they do a major patch or something like that. Oh, it must be the storage. It's got to be the SAN. It's got to be the. Well, you got no fucking CRC deltas at all. You've got no drops.
It's not a tumor.
Yeah, it's totally not a tumor. So you're like, oh no, it must be between the FI and the SAN, and no, it's fucking not. Did you change any cabling? No. Well, then why would it suddenly happen? Well, something must have changed. Did you play around with the settings? No. What did you do? We ran an update. Well, did you check the fucking? Did you check your interop matrix? Well, no. Are you sure this is compatible with this? Yeah. And if they, yeah. I see that from sysadmins all the fucking time. They actually have no idea. With the majority of them that do specifically data store and virtualization have no actual fucking clue how things work. Most of them couldn't tell you the difference between firmware and drivers. It drives me crazy, especially ones that have Cisco contracts because suddenly everything's our problem. No, you fucking don't. Yeah, yeah. If you fix it before we see it,
I have a
then
question.
yep.
What is the difference between firmware and driver?
Firmware is the actual interaction of the hardware itself, so the different devices attaching to each other. Drivers tell the hardware how to interact with the firmware and the system.
Okay.
So it's just all it is. All the drivers are instructions for the hardware to interact with the system board or through other devices. That's all the drivers do. This is how you're supposed to act when you're on this version of hardware. And yeah, I mean, I had some lady tell me that she was convinced that she didn't have any physical hardware and everything was punch him in the kidney, scare him.
Your character has shit. Diapers? Do it while running. Just pee on those windflowers, you'll be like a sprinkler.
It's contagious.
Placebo effect.
It's like fucking yawning. Oh my god, there is so much information in here.
Yep, and there is so much information in that glass.
Needs more salt.
It actually feels less harsh after gargling it. It's as if gargling it numbs the throat before swallowing. Like, wow,
Probably.
discovering new trick.
Run an iPerf for the ESXi for the results for network bottleneck. Fucking goddamn jumbo frames and everything else. What? I really don't know what they're gonna ask me on this, so I don't know how in depth I need to go. If I go way fucking overboard, then I'm gonna confuse the shit out of myself and not be able to remember everything. I know that they're gonna want to talk about performance, so I'm gonna guess load averages, memory overloads, network performance, storage performance, and possible data store failure ish. That would be my guess. I don't fucking know.
Me neither.
I've got like 12 fucking pages open with all kinds of different white papers, looking through all the different connectivity issues, common disconnect problems, disjoint layer 2 problems, UCS management troubleshooting, fucking everything. And then I wonder why these guys work for fucking Dub for 6-8 months and then go get their CCIE like was. They're gonna learn me, whether I like it or not.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
But I can't find anything on the web about Phil Anselmo gargling any kind of alcohol.
He used to say whiskey and salt.
It's like that's like a cold remedy or something. Because you're scum. I can only help you with a clean death.
Yep, cock socks. Okay, on the MDS, it's an F port. What does the F stand for? So when you're looking at an FI versus an MDS, when you're looking at the port types, N port, so it's an N port type on the FI unless you turn NPV on. The MDS, the SAN side, is using an F port. What does the F stand for? It's not a fabric port, it's something else. Is it a fabric port? That's what I'm thinking, but that just sounds too simple to be right. AFK minute.
quiet. So there is zombies in the end. It was hard to kill.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Yeah, he always said that. You're a scared little bitch.
So last week, some lady from Kidwell was trying to set up an interview with me. Last time I heard from her was the 18th. And then today, she sends me email saying, hey, I'm looking to set up interviews next week. Well, I was looking to set up interviews last week, so let's go back to then. Mm-hmm. They're all over the place. Most of the sysadmin stuff's here. Kidwell has one that's basically it's just you'd have to get used to Microsoft 365. So all the backend stuff with ICANN and the Exchange stuff like that, which really fucking easy to learn. Microsoft even has courses on all that shit. Yeah, so I mean that's really straightforward, and it's just a lot of configurations and end user help desk stuff for being a system administrator for the security network. Facebook has one open right now. I think LinkedIn has a posting for a sysadmin for a little bit with dot. There's well, there's if company's willing to let you relocate, then no harm in it. A lot of those HR, the people that do the hiring have no idea the actual trend that's going on with IT. That a lot of the shit we do anymore is it can be completely done. I don't think they. I think they're still in that 1980s mindset. You have to be there, feet on the ground. I've been noticing that. Like there's one for Kiewit that they're doing offsite administration, and they were like, "Oh, well, we need you to be able, to be available to be in the office." And I was like, "Well, okay, so how much time, daily do you spend in the office versus in the field?" Well, about 98% in the field. Okay, so remotely. Well, I guess if you look at it that way. How else am I supposed to look at it? The kaleidoscope?
I don't know anything about networking, but I'm a cis male. Would they hire me?
No, too much penis.
See me at my job when they call for getting in touch with HR. Ask them, "Have you left your resume yet?" Yes. Well, they'll call you back if anything comes up. There's no answer if it's a no.
You know, or somebody who's willing to accept a far less pay.
They've decided, fuck no. Of course.
Yeah, you know, like me having to fucking hassle that recruiter with Google for fucking 2 months for him to finally say, "Oh no, we decided to go a different, you know, with a different hiring." It's like, yeah, you could have fucking told me that. Yeah, actually, Amber's on her third interview with them for that position. Hope she gets it. Well, give it a few more years, and those the old farts that are in office right now, and you know, dealing with all the CEOs and bullshit, they're turning more into millennials. Like I mean, fucking Chuck Robbins he's progressive as hell for you know they do the CEO for Cisco now. It's happening. It's just taking time that it should.
Well, even then, here it was legalized, and it was not even on that. That was not even the reason why they legalized it. The only reason why they legalized it is to reduce the power of criminal organization over the sales. That's all. They don't guarantee. They already say it's not good for your health. If you want to smoke it and it makes you feel good, that's up to you. But there's always going to be side effects. But it's really criminal.
Terminals.
Yeah.
Colorado dispensary. To all three, yes. John Deere. Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's that whole organization of farmers that are becoming fucking coding whizzes because they're scripting out hacks to the operating system that run the combines run on. I read this. I read the whole big ass article about it. And these guys are actually pretty fucking decent script kiddies. Yeah, but those assholes think, if I can fix my gun, then clearly I can fix my tractor. Yes, it's Nebraska. They had the same fucking backward mindset. Well, yeah, Stratcom's a big fucking deal. Oh, not so much anymore. Yeah, apparently, meth and heroin are becoming a big problem in North Platte.
Meanwhile, there was an outbreak of herpes at Coachella.
Well, yeah, I would expect no less. Bunch of dirty hippies. I talked to your sister the other day. It was just, it reminded me of that fucking idiot from wherever that got kidnapped.
Herpy derpies.
No, so I popped on because I was transferring my character. They did a data center changeover in on the NA, so they opened up a third data center. So I popped onto my character and I did a transfer. I moved him off to another server. Um, and when I hopped on, I saw her online, and I was like, "Oh, hey, happy!" I think it was like the 18th of April. It's like happy 18th of April. Can't think of anything more appropriate to say. So, hi, Hapix. I'm gone. That was the extent of the conversation. She just needs to keep fighting for it. That's normal. It's normally twice or two or three times. The third doesn't
Yeah, it
matter.
took my uncle 15 years before he got it.
My dad lost his great toe for the gout, and it took him 8 before they finally accepted his claim. 3 times before they finally just gave in. Sometimes it just takes for fucking ever for whatever reason. It's stupid, but so I'm gonna go put in a claim for disability as well. I have a crippling bout of stupidity.
Thinking about Tom Cruise.
That's a little job.
She's a lazy fuck.
Unmotivated. Sounds like John's wife. I've been laid off twice in fucking, what, 6 years? Well, clearly I'm entitled to never get laid off again, right? That's how that works.
She could still do porn. It's not physical. She just has to take it.
Rule 34, dude.
I've never,
There's
I've
fucking
never
somebody.
seen her, so I don't know. I know. Every fold is a vagina, something like that. Just change the title. So she's bigger now than she was when I played Final Fantasy. She should make a surprise and move her car further away every day.
I don't know if the parking lot's getting bigger or what. It is, totally.
Oh, that's the thing I wanted to say about pot earlier. One good thing that came out of legalization is the last time they did 420 around here, they're protesting. There was like 5 people. It's already legal, so 420 lost all its meaning. Like it doesn't mean anything. It's 420 every fucking day now, and nothing really changed. Sometimes I get a whiff of pot, but I was getting a whiff of pot once in a while anyway. So,
Hey, personally, I was gonna say, personally, I want to legalize it just so those fucking potheads never have anything to talk about ever again.
well, that's pretty much what happened. Like 420 died. Yeah, just like in Canada.
Yep. Yep. Can't smoke on your porch. Can't smoke in your car. Yeah, they did it right. Yeah. Well, I mean, they took the same stance with pot that California took with cigarettes. Yeah. And plus, Colorado has like for the first time ever, they have a fucking surplus of tax funds. I bought the
Here,
marijuana.
the problem they have with the implementation is the government. Here, it's the government that's selling the pot. It's all government controlled distributors. Uh, they don't have any competing prices, so they're not doing so well. People are still going to their original pushers, and they're just openly talking about it, like even on camera. They don't care. Blah. They It's too expensive. I'm just gonna go back to my old guy. Did not.
Well, yeah, between that and being able to afford the fucking ridiculous, requests from the entrenched ISPs that are currently fucking there. Oh, you want to use our services? Oh, it's fine. We'll just give you a console fee of $20,000 for one fucking pole. That's such bullshit. Yeah. They when we had the chance way back when, they should have fucking pressed for the goddamn internet to be a goddamn, put it under fucking Title 12. Yeah, of course. You know, yeah. It's not a it's not a utility. Yeah, it fucking is. When was the last time you saw an analog fucking phone? Everything's VoIP now.
Yeah, but there's a trick in Canada.
They're really rare.
Yeah, there's a use for it in Canada. If you use an analog phone, especially those with the round mechanism, like you turn it,
Rotary.
yeah, those. If you call the government with those, you don't go through the menus. You go straight to an agent.
Well, yeah, because the analog phone lines they're still routed the same way they originally were, which is fucking faster than VoIP.
And the government has to serve everyone in the country, so even if it's analog, they keep those lines open.
Yeah, and that was one of those things. It's a requirement. It's the same thing here. If you can still find a house that has analog phone lines, that has the 3-volt running, they're still active. You can still use them. But it's more and more uncommon to find those still active, because every time Cox comes out and does a disconnect on one of their services, they cut the line. They take out the punch out panel. They cut the lines and they run everything digital now because it's easier for them to fucking track. Oh, you still can if if you're smart enough. You can still get. I mean, not analog so much, but you can still get a fucking a VoIP line without having to deal with. I might have 4 or 5. Just I was about to say, just hop onto fucking Craigslist and pick up a couple of fucking Magic Jacks. You'd be surprised how open the software is on those things. I was. Yeah. If you break out past because they have their base firmware that's installed on it. If you run it through a computer, if you plug directly a USB version of the Magic Jack into your computer, you can get into the software on it. You can fuck around with the original settings as long as you, if it's one of the models that still has um, the firmware set to it that allows access to the BIOS. So you can get to the board. If you can get into the board, it's basically running like a Raspberry Pi variant. They're really fucking simple. Do you remember? Do you remember the ASAs? Yeah, they're a lot like the Cisco ASAs. So that so it's like a mid version of the Magic Jack. It runs a lot like that. You can get into the Linux kernel on it, and you can fuck around with the settings. It doesn't have to go through their server if you don't want it to, which was kind of amusing. For a while there, I had that one. Well, I had that one that I had been fucking around with forever. I had it set to a rotating pool of, so I felt like it was I was one of those Indian scammers. Yeah. Well, not only that, but finding one that's actually sounds good, because most of them sound so fucking tinny when you put them on VoIP. They're just not designed for analog, or they're not designed for digital. Well, I guess the ones now are. I haven't bought a phone in fucking, aside from cell phones, I haven't bought a normal phone in 20 years. Fucking, I still think I think I still have the one from my mom's house floating around here somewhere. Okay, need some water. I'm back.
Welcome back.
I'm sitting here listening to the Chocobo theme song and thinking, fuck, if you want this job, you should be studying now and not playing video games. I'm playing Final Fantasy at the moment. Feeling guilty about it even. Aha, I'll fuck it up and play the Fat Chocobo theme song.
There is one.
Yeah, it's completely different. It's the same theme song, except it sounds like it's being played through a tuba, and it's much slower. Mhm.
Do you think you can tell heaven from hell?
Blue skies from pain. From a cold steel rail.
I know it gets me so much, that phrase. The beginning.
Step 1, find big frog. Step 2, punch frog. Repeat.
No, you have to say step 3. See step 1. Or step 2. I can't remember which one was the punch one, but you just look at the punch.
I know there's some level 9 frogs around here. I need to learn the sticky tongue ability.
That's my favorite to execute.
Directly followed by vinegar face. The hell have you been eating? Ah, yes, death, which leads me to the next question. Why the fuck am I still bound to Quarry Mill? Oh, never mind, I remember what. It's nice to see that some things haven't changed. People still send you random fucking free company invites with never even sending you a tell. Could you at least try to kiss me before you fuck me? You totally don't have a free company tag. You must have one now. Here, take mine. Fuck off.
Yeah, they kiss you on the cervix.
Falcon punch.